Good evening. I'm Molly Anderson.
And I'm William Verdon.
And we are live from Freedom of Information News Center in Washington, D.C. It's 9 p.m. on September 22nd, 2012. Tonight, our top story, Concerned Woman for America. What does this family-first conservative association worry about most in today's more tolerant, liberal society?
What does the 2012 presidential election between Obama and Romney mean for CWA and the religious rights continuing in...
Furthermore, what are their values? Anti-abortion, anti-sex education that doesn't include anything except abstinence, and they are primarily against homosexuality and gay marriage. How did Concerned Woman for America establish itself as a leader in the moral majority during the late 1970s and 1980s, and how did they become a prominent evangelical force to be reckoned with? Will?
It all comes back to Beverly LaHaye, wife of evangelical Christian minister and prolific author of the Left Behind series, Timothy LaHaye.
Beverly LaHaye formed Concerned Women for America primarily as reaction to the National Organization for Women speaking out for women's rights. She also organized a rally in San Diego, California, where 1,200 people attended to discuss these matters about the National Organization for Women.
Let's take a look at one of Beverly LaHaye's speeches.
You were involved in a way in which, at that time, women, and more specifically conservative women, were not that involved. Particularly women who may have thought, well, that's just something I don't want to get involved in. Are you seeing a real resurgence of conservative women this year and overall in the climate involved?
Very, very definitely, yes. When we started in 1979, our Christian women didn't have a voice in America. Today, we've got many women who are in office, both federal, state, local, and we've got many women who are now running for office. So there's been a definite change, and women are able to speak out for their family values that they really believe in.
CWA was also a part of the opposition against the Equal Rights Amendment, which would have guaranteed equality of rights under the law and shall not be denied on account of sex. In CWA's opinion, this law would have imposed unreasonable demands upon the government and stripped women of laws that protect them.
Utilizing TV spots and prayer action chapter groups across 14 states, Concerned Women for America was able to defeat the ERA, which was not able to get the correct number of ratifications in 1982. After the failed ERA, CWA's membership hit 100,000 members, and they held their first convention in 1984 in Washington, D.C., which was attended by about 1,000 people.
In addition, Beverly LaHaye published an account of Concerned Women for America's origins in the book, Who But a Woman? The CWA continued to fight the Equal Rights Amendment within separate states and was very successful. The confirmation of their influence within the religious right was certified on the national political stage when President Reagan was their honored speaker at the 4th Concerned Women for America Convention in 1987. Here we have a clip to show you that.
Just a few short years, you've become the largest politically active women's organization in the nation. A lot of the credit, of course, has to go to one woman. She's one of the powerhouses on the political scene today, and one of the reasons that the grassroots are more and more a conservative province. Beverly LaHaye is changing the face of American politics, and she deserves our thanks and congratulations.
In 1990, CWA started a daily radio broadcast called Beverly LaHaye Live. They also published a curriculum on sex education entitled Families, Decision-Making, and Human Development.
In 1991, they launched their monthly magazine, Family Voice, and started their website, CWFA.org, in 1996.
CWA received United Nations accreditation to be officially recognized as a non-governmental organization in 2001.
Today, the primary public figure leading the Concerned Women for America is Penny Nance. They have a national office in Washington, D.C., but their headquarters are located in San Diego, California.
And now, a quick word from our sponsors.
I was in chronic pain, and my family struggling to make ends meet, food and gas prices going up, even keeping my job was iffy. Then I learned about a new miracle drug made in Washington, D.C., Spenditol. Spenditol is Washington's answer to all the painful problems Americans face. How to borrow $800 billion for a stimulus that didn't create jobs or fix the economy? Spenditol.
Spenditol is not for everyone. Side effects may include a mountain of government debt piled on our kids, a sudden loss of freedoms, higher prices for everything, leaving our kids a lesser America than we had. Ask your doctor or congressman if your conscience is strong enough for Spenditol.
And it's so popular in Washington, we have to import trillions more of it from China. Spenditol makes you feel better now and pushes off the really bad stuff till later, for them to deal with.
Call the White House and Congress. Tell them, stop spending it all.
Concerned Women for America claims they have close to 500,000 members. Here today, we have a few of these members of Concerned Women for America to discuss their organization. The core issues that they'll be discussing today are family, the sanctity of human life, sexual exploitation, religious liberty, and the support of Israel, as well as national sovereignty.
Now, let's go live to San Diego, California. How's it going over there in sunny San Diego, guys?
Hi, Molly and Will. Thanks for having us on.
My name is Zara.
I'm Tom. I'm going to talk about religious liberty, family, and sanctity of life. First, about sanctity of life, we support the protection of all innocent human life from conception until natural death. We also support alternatives to abortion and healing for mothers suffering from the results of abortion.
So can you give us some examples of alternatives to abortion?
That's a great question. There are many alternatives to abortion. You could rear the child for yourself, for one, place your child in temporary foster care, private adoptions, and agency adoptions. As our fearless leader, Penny Nance, once proudly said, legal abortion is worse than the Holocaust.
One of our core values and where we stand on the issue of national sovereignty is that neither the United Nations nor any international organization should have authority over the U.S. in any area. We also believe that the U.S. has the right and duty to protect and secure our national sovereignty.
Our next core value is family. We believe that family consists of one man and one woman. We seek to protect and support the biblical design of marriage and the gift of children.
What do you see happening if gay marriage is legalized?
Well, if gay marriage is legalized, not only will it lead to the imprisonment of all Christians, but it's a threat to children and the community spirit, as well as destroying marriage for the middle class. Our next core value is religious liberty. We support the God-given rights of individuals in the United States and other nations to pray, worship, and express their beliefs without fear of discrimination or persecution.
We are also confident that God will bless the people and nations who stand with Israel and the Jewish people. We give their full support to Israel and strongly believe that any foreign policy effort to withdraw U.S. support for Israel is in direct contradiction of the Americans' national interest.
What are your ideas about today's sexual exploitation?
Thank you for asking that question. Our stance on sexual exploitation ranges from Dakota Fanning and Kristen Stewart pornographic behavior in the movie The Runaways to the Kardashians and their cougar-like qualities. For example, there was a picture of Kim Kardashian and Justin Bieber on Elle magazine, and we believe this shot is inappropriate and that Kim would be better suited joining other Hollywood celebs as a PSA for statutory rape.
Hi, I'm Penny Nance with Concerned Women for America, reminding you the most important election in our lifetime is right around the corner. So, I urge you to step into the voting booth and cast your ballot. But you do know that you can't vote if you're not registered. If you're not sure, find out at shevotesTwenty12.org. You can register to vote right there online. You can also find out about early and absentee voting in your state leading up to November 6th. She votes because the future of America is at stake.
And now we head over to our elections correspondent, Lizzie Bruns, who has been looking at the role that the group has been playing in the 2012 presidential election. Tonight, she'll tell us about the front lines of Concerned Women for America.
Well, thanks, Molly. What I have right here is a pamphlet put out by the Iowa chapter of the CWA. It details the She Votes 2012 campaign, which is the $1 million nationwide campaign to get out the vote. The mission of the project is as follows: to inspire, to train, and to activate conservatives to impact the elections across the country with the ultimate objectives of seeing more conservative leaders in office who will uphold traditional family values and constitutional free market principles. Now, in this statement, we see both the socially conservative agenda and the economically conservative agenda of the CWA coming through. The She Votes 2012 campaign is especially aimed at women in key states and focuses on both state and national elections. Now, Molly, much of the pamphlet is dedicated to organizing registration drives in churches across the country. It includes sample church announcements, such as, "It is our duty as citizens and as Christians to participate in the process," thus instructing members of the congregation to keep their identity as Christians in mind while at the voting box. In the end, this pamphlet reminds us all that regardless of election day results, remember to praise God for the results.
Now, Lizzie, can you give us an assessment of just how much potential power the evangelical voting bloc holds?
Well, Molly, the last two Wall Street Journal NBC News polls have shown that among evangelicals who are likely to vote, Mr. Romney enjoys 80% support. In 2008, 3% more evangelicals voted than did in 2004. Their numbers rise like that again in 2012. Some are saying that evangelicals could very well sway the election. Groups like CWA, the Faith and Freedom Coalition, and the Billy Graham Evangelist Association have been working very hard during this election to make that a reality. Penny Nance has been quoted saying, "We need conservatives to turn out in great numbers in order to get legislation passed that will move our great country back to a secure footing."
It will be very interesting indeed to see if the conservatives turn out in the numbers they're expecting. Are there any further comments that the CWA has had about the presidential race thus far?
In regards to the different ways that Democrats and Republicans are trying to appeal to women voters, Penny Nance was working to highlight pro-life women leaders, while the Democrats were trying to appeal to women like Sandra Fluke by handing out free birth control. Women who, if they had spent less money on beer in college, could afford their own birth control.
From all of us here at Freedom of Information News Center, you stay classy, world.
And thanks for stopping by.